à tous. Nous allons accueillir le président de la République, qui nous fait l'honneur de sa présence cette année comme l'année dernière. Et nous allons, à sa demande, profiter de sa présence pour dialoguer avec 4 entrepreneurs que je vais faire venir derrière moi, s'ils veulent bien me rejoindre, qui sont Vincent Usage de Microfit, Stéphanie Vénier d'Argent de Bodyguard, Fabien Prost de HEF et Mathilde Leray, qui est une jeune étudiante de Catch School à Bordeaux.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Volontaire territoire de l'entreprise dans une entreprise
I'm delighted
de
to be
Saint-Émilion.
here.
Voilà.
I wanted to do. I started as a volunteer in a company called Saint-Émilion in Lyon. So that's all for me. If the President of the Republic is ready, we'll now give him a round of applause.
Je te laisse la parole pour un premier mot, et puis ensuite
So I'll give you the floor first, and then I'll introduce the entrepreneurs. Good afternoon to each and every one of you, first of all. I am delighted to be here with you. There is an energy here. I'm starting to be used to being with you, and I love it. And I will first answer to the questions, and then I give a short speech. Thank you for being still here. I have a word I want to say to all entrepreneurs of the event organizing sector. I know that you've suffered a lot during the crisis, but you've resisted, and I really want to thank you. We are recovering, but we will keep on fighting, and really, really congratulations to you all. I want to warmly thank the President and the government for their support to BPI France in our missions. We are well supported by the government, and thank you very much for that. First of all, Stéphanie Vénier d'Argent, can you please introduce yourself?
Bonsoir.
President, good evening. I am Stéphanie Vénier d'Argent. I am one of the co-founder of the Astelia Laboratory in Manosque, in the region, the Alps region. We've created the brand Bodyguard in France and internationally. It is an anti-mosquito spray that is environmentally friendly and smells good. I am also counselor for foreign trade in France, and I'm a member of the BPI network, and I am a mother of 2. I am passionate about travels. I love discovering new cultures. And that's why I have been working in the expert sector for more than 25 years. I had the opportunity to talk a lot with delegations from other European countries, and it made it possible for me to compare the different way we look for new clients and markets. This year, our laboratory integrated the Africa laboratory, so we have a privileged environment and we are well supported. For example, in Côte d'Ivoire, when we came back from our trip, we were supported by the local team for the follow-up after the trip. This is extremely important for companies. My question, President, is to know for the thousands other French companies which are not as lucky as ours, how can they do, and how can the government help improve the development of companies on an international scale? And lastly, how can we help SMEs enter international markets and export more? Thank you, President. Thank you very much. Congratulations. you have a great curriculum. So for years, we've been working on these fields. BPI, Business France, CCI, regions, and all the state services are working on the topic, on experts, and we have a dedicated team that supports SMEs, first of all. Secondly, we have accelerators, and tomorrow I will be meeting a lot of entrepreneurs, French, European and African entrepreneurs in Montpellier, and this will be a unique opportunity to keep on spreading on this market and developing our SMEs and great multinationals on these markets. So recently we've invested to support this team on the ground in the communities with cities. We've invested 250 million euros to make sure that we can support experts, develop projects, and fund the work for those who want to work abroad to conquer new markets. And so we are developing this expert project thanks to these 250 million euros allocated. The goal is to make it possible to access new relevant markets. Secondly, we fund market benchmarks, and we support those who go analyze these markets. And that's a great opportunity for young people for first jobs. We have a lot of young people who can enter companies by doing so, by taking these jobs, these international jobs. And with these 250 million euros, we fund these projects. So we fund at least half of these international voluntariat projects. And we said that last year already. This period is full of opportunity. That's why we've earmarked so much money, because we need to foster expectations. And I guess there are other entrepreneurs from your sector. That's why I want to say that all those who work with Lavenda and other kinds of projects, of products that are at risk, I really want to tell you that the government is working and striving to make sure that all these fields will be protected. I wanted to tell you that. I think it's also an opportunity to talk about Stephanie, who led a significant company and who started a new SME after that. SME with a small turnover for now, because it's recent. But so she built SME and started exporting immediately, which is not common. So now we'll move on to Microfit, who's a totally different company. It's the largest one. I want to be very transparent and say that BPI France invested 10 million euros in this company, just to be transparent. So obviously we admire this company we support. Thank you. Good afternoon to all. President, I am Vincent Usage. I am the CEO of Microfit, which is a company hiring about 40 people. It's located in Montpellier. For 10 years now, we have been focusing on a mission to use microalgae as natural solution for nutrition and cosmetic products. So we supply natural ingredients that are safe, efficient, that we produce with sustainable production means, in Montpellier. So now we are selling our products at last. In the US, we have an active ingredient that is used to tackle aging, and we need to be efficient in our production, and so we are facing the same issues as all SMEs. So, as you know, these companies sometimes need a longer time, they need investment to grow, and sometimes it's hard to overcome the first steps. So initiatives have been made, and now there are pioneer funds, such as the Sofinova Fund or the funds of BPI France, which aim at supporting this kind of industrial movement. So the idea now is to develop that. Thank you very much. First of all, congratulations. What you described is wonderful. I would like to say something important here, because quite often people make in opposition startup nations and local territories in France. And this man showed that it's not true. And French reindustrialization will require all the territory. Not everything is in Paris. And now we have a growing number of industrial startups. And you can't oppose the two. And tomorrow's industry, the industry of the future, is not the industry of the past. It's now a very high-performing industry that requires a lot of money to innovate, but that also takes the well-being of its staff into account. So it's a future and forward-looking industry. And the startups that work are not only located in Paris. We were in Saint-Étienne, in Lyon. Your company is based in Montpellier. It shows that not everything is in Paris. Now we need to work on a link, on a bond between these companies and between what we call deep tech. BPI and others have started supporting these companies. And what we want to do, and I'll be talking about that next week with France 2030, we think that if we want to build the future of France, we need to innovate through industry. And so we need to finance industrial startups much more than we do at the moment. Why is that? Because when a company grows in one country, it stays in the country. If a startup develops in another country because of a lack of funding, then it will stay elsewhere, and that's a loss for France, a loss for France. And it means losing innovation, because innovation is driven by the industry. So the more we'll develop industrial startups, the more innovation we'll have. But this means investing. It means dozens, million euros, and it means developing funding capacities. And that's what we did with the venture, with the late stage. That's what we did with the TB fund. We need now to invest on deep techs. The goal is to have many dozens of companies per year that can finance their development in France. And the goal is by 2030 to have hundreds of startups able to fund their development. And that's what we'll be doing with the 2030 strategy, because we want the industry and the startups to be united again in the future. Thank you, President. That's very important.
Je partageais avec le président tout à l'heure le fait que
earlier, I said to the President that if I compare last year and the year before to this year, I can see that in BPI France, there is a growing number of entrepreneurs who come to talk to us about net zero companies, about digitalized companies. There was a shift. This is a watershed moment. France is re-industrializing. So now Fabien Prost, who's the CEO of HEF, an important company with 75 factories, to almost 270,000 euros of turnover, which is a large growth. Welcome, Fabrice. I'm sorry, it's Fabrice and not Fabien. Sorry. And I will be talking to you about HEF. But thank you for this introduction. President, ladies and gentlemen, HEF has two fields of expertise. We work in companies, in cars, in Formula One cars, and in the cars of the average Joe. We are present in the rover performance on Mars. We also work on scanning devices. We are a leader in surface materials. We have 3,000 staff, 600 in France. We went through the crisis thanks to the support of the state, of BPI, and of our staff. Our staff agreed, and the management agreed to have reductions of salaries to support their colleagues. And now we are even stronger than ever and will beat our turnover records this year. Our goal is to develop materials in Saint-Étienne and then to develop these innovations everywhere across the world and to sell these innovations everywhere across the world. We have 75 factories in 21 countries. All our manufacturing is done in France. And the heart of this company is the fact that two-thirds of the staff own, two-thirds of the company is owned by its employees. And nobody has more than 3% of the shares. And that's really important. It's a massive important investment for the future. This company is solid. It will always remain in Saint-Étienne and in France. And the transition has been done from one generation to the other for 50 years now. We are in favor of the freedom of entrepreneurship and solidarity between employees and among staff. And now my question. We are massively investing in hydrogen. Before 2030, we want to make hydrogen a technology accessible to all. We think that this cutting-edge technology will help the energy and mobility industry. You managed to give a better image to entrepreneurship and industry in France. Congratulations. Congratulations. Tonight, this event and your presence are an example of that. But what is at stake for tomorrow is to develop sectors of the future. My question, President, is how can you all together with the states, the countries, the companies, public research, how can we use innovation to recreate some aspects of our industries that are lacking? Thank you. So, many things. First, thank you for being an example of the kind of companies we believe in. What you showed is that when you want to be competitive, attractive, you need to innovate in the structure of your company, and you need to bring solidarity into your company. And that's why we've decided to increase labor competitivity with the law. And thanks to that, it was possible to develop models such as yours and to develop employees' commitment, to foster employees' commitment. And that's very important because companies used to be a matter for shareholders only. But thanks to the law, thanks to our companies, we managed to put the employees back at the center of the companies. And you did that yourself by the choices you made. A company is always human beings coming together, innovating together, creating together. And without that, it cannot work. So thank you for being an example of that. A company is a human adventure, and all entrepreneurs here in this room know that very well. Secondly, with the recovery plan, we tried to go in that way. Thanks to the 100 billion euros of the recovery plan that was implemented, launched last year, we've massively invested in the industrial fabric and in hydrogen, among others. We've already spent 50 billions of this budget. Just to tell you how fast everything is going. But now, if I'm not wrong, in France there are about 30,000 industrial SMEs, which is not much. But for the first time in history, we've managed to support 1/3 of these industrial SMEs, which is unprecedented. And this recovery plan has helped 1/3 of our SMEs. And thanks to it, 1/3 of our industrial SMEs could be modernized, could fund digitalization and catch up with competitors, being more digital, more competitive, improve the conditions of employees, and to create jobs. Thirdly, in these industries, we've also developed hydrogen. And you said it very clearly, this will be the foundation of the revolution in public transports, in transports more broadly. And it will be a cutting-edge technology. So it is a sector we need to invest massively on. But for hydrogen, we need electricity. And we have an advantage here. In tons of CO2 per capita to produce electricity, thanks to our nuclear power plants, we do better than other countries. So thanks to nuclear energy, we are more competitive on hydrogen. So we'll produce hydrogen thanks to the electricity that comes from renewable energy and thanks to electricity that comes from nuclear energy. So our hydrogen will be of better quality. This strategy is being structured at the moment, and we're moving moving forward on this field. And with France 2030, we will create a momentum to develop new technological solutions with our French leader on the field. Will support the industries and we will support cutting-edge technologies on hydrogen. And the goal is to have all this to be more innovative by 10 years, in 10 years from now. And lastly, we need to catch up. And you're an example of where France has been lagging behind with market shares, because quite often we outsourced because we didn't have enough resource, and that's the case in the car industry. We've funded a lot of industrial SMEs, but quite often the manufacturing part is not done in France. And what we want to do next is to reconquer this, to make sure, thanks to innovation, thanks to industrial SMEs such as yours, to produce in France again and to use hydrogen to develop. So the recovery plan has supported you, and France 2030 will also support you in doing so. Thank you very much.
Le suspense monte sur les annonces de la semaine prochaine. Alors, nous terminons avec Mathilde. C'est bien Mathilde. Mathilde. Donc Mathilde Leroy. Donc
Leray.
Leray. Ah bah, je savais bien. Ah, voilà. Mais voyez-vous, ces manuscrits, j'écris extrêmement mal. Et donc,
it is handwritten, and I write very bad. I have a very bad handwriting. We've talked about VIE. Now we talk about VTE. I'll remember you what the philosophy is that there are many young people, once they complete their studies, they want to go abroad, and that is very well. But sometimes they are not familiar with a country that is their own country. So we thought of doing a VIE here, and we've called it VT. So it is available in all territories. Mathilde is one of them. She is one of 4 students, and I'll give her the floor to tell her experience. I am 21 years old. My name is Mathilde. I am at a business school in Bordeaux, and in the Vignevert company, I had first a lot of rejections. I had a hard time to find a company to take me, and now I have an employer. Vignevert is a training entity in the wine industry for managers. We are based in a castle in a very small village, and it is a bit our laboratory to experiment with all our solutions to see what works for wine-producing castles. So Christophe charged me with several responsibilities and a big mission, which was a large challenge for me. And almost a year afterwards, I've almost completed my trajectory. I've become the right-hand woman of Christophe, my employer, so to speak. I've finished my studies in the wine industry, and we are also developing a recovery plan to foster ethnotourism in Aquitaine. We support properties in this sector, and all of this relates to my question. A lot of managers do not dare to take apprentices and charge them with the responsibilities and
pour pouvoir inciter ces chefs d'entreprise à recruter ces jeunes apprentis et leur donner des missions à haute responsabilité.
To encourage them to hire apprentices and to allow them to enable the company to grow. Well, first of all, congratulations.
Bravo pour ce parcours et puis pour le.
Congratulations on your trajectory, and
le réseau ont beaucoup poussé auprès des patrons de PME. Alors,
I can see that you have achieved many things. So your question is being answered collectively by the country. We are changing the structure and the organization. We are putting in place trainings, thousands and thousands of trainings. We have invested in young people's training, and some days ago we announced a further investment in order to promote that. But yes, you've mentioned young people. In 2017, there were 290,000 employment contracts yearly. We wanted to achieve the figure of 500,000 apprentices. We went through one of the worst crises, one of the worst economic and health crises in history. We are now at 526,000 apprentices right now.
C'est vous tous, c'est nous tous, mais qu'est-ce qu'on a fait? D'abord, on a changé les règles.
What have we done? Well, first of all, change the rules of the game. First of all, apprenticeship was going the wrong way because it was very bureaucratic. It was decentralized for those in favor of decentralization. We eliminated that in the ministry, and the professional sector took care of it. We trusted the experts. Bread makers know the best requirements in order to hire a young person to make bread. So the experts redefined the rules of the game. That's the first thing we did. That's the reform we carried out in 2018. Reform in the organization. Then we funded apprenticeships, trainings, and we opened up opportunities for apprenticeship for postgraduate students. We wanted to change the culture little by little, so we provided apprentices with opportunities. Why? Because it is a struggle, a cultural struggle, that of apprenticeship. In Germany, it works because all decision makers were apprentices. In France, our vision of apprenticeship was that those good for apprenticeships were those who failed in studies. But people wondered, what studies has a business manager done? Well, I want my son, my daughter to do the same studies. But now we're changing this culture. Whatever the sector, all sectors are excellent. Everyone can see that apprenticeship is now trying to marry studies with work. Thirdly, during the crisis, we supported employers. So, to answer the question, we supported employers so that it would be less costly to hire apprentices during this hard time, and we allowed major group managers to hire apprentices. Now we need to convince managers to give responsibilities to apprentices. We need, in order to do that, manage to complete that change of culture. I think artisans and independent workers must play a big role because small companies, unipersonal companies, family companies can train people. Culturally, these companies know about apprentices. They are the first employers of apprentices today. We must convince SMEs, employers, and major groups to hire apprentices, and especially give apprentices responsibilities, because that's what you wish to do, because you're able to, and because the fact that you're young doesn't mean you don't have ideas. So you've shown that you're worthy of responsibilities. So what we will keep on doing, our wish is to support employers. We have put in place funding during the crisis for employers to hire apprentices. We will make things even easier, especially in the health care system, where things are complicated, and we will carry out a cultural change through programs so that apprentices can work alongside managers, industrial managers. We encourage employers to hire apprentices and to have them work alongside them. But so this change in culture is in place, it's underway. The only thing left to do is to demonstrate that this is possible through actions. That's what we will do in the future. Thank you, Mr. President. I have a question. I was telling the President before that the specificity of this event this year is that there is a huge number of young people who are taking part. They are joyful, they are full of ideas, of enthusiasm. What do you want to tell these young people, Mr. President? Well, I would like to tell them not to give up on their ambitions. We talk about equal opportunities, whether it is in education or with regards to employment. So equal opportunities rely on opportunities. We want young people who come from a low-income context to make it. So please dare. Companies must dare to hire these young people. Thank you for inviting me. It's a breath of fresh air to listen to you. We must double efforts and programs. We have invested to recover. So all of our employers must provide young people with opportunities, whatever their origin, whatever their address, whatever their skin color or their age, because this is a very big opportunity for France.
Et donc, être entrepreneur, c'est ça. Être entrepreneur, c'est avoir confiance, pas faire un chèque en blanc.
To be an entrepreneur is that. It's not to give a blank check. You hire an apprentice, and if at the end of the apprenticeship, if that person is no good, then you fire them. But do not think before meeting the person that because of their address or their name, this person is no good. As an entrepreneur, the best way to give back to the nation is to hire a young person. It might not be the young person that I might have hired before the crisis, but I have been provided an opportunity during the crisis, so I will hire that person now. I believe in mutual commitment. that is what builds a nation. And what we've done during the crisis is to be committed with employers, with entrepreneurs, because we had to defend our productive capital, our jobs, the men and women who work in all fields and sectors. Now, after the crisis, everybody can think about the opportunities that they can give others. Let's think about how we can give back to insiders. This is a debate that is very much on the table in France. How can we allow people to take part in projects, people who have never had, who might not have had the same opportunities as us? On the other hand, I would like to tell young people who are looking for their first job to look at this period as an opportunity and never self-censor. Maybe some doors will close, but do not give up. Self-censorship is to give in to whoever does not believe in you. It's thinking, this job is not for me. The people who say that I don't have the right to go into this sector are right. That is a deep treason to the Republic's message, to France. Our message is one of hope, but not of vainless hope. No. When we give ourselves the means, we can go up the ladder. In this moment of reindustrialization, I'm convinced that France can regain what it's nostalgic for. During the next few months and years, we can reconquer. We can move towards progress for everyone. We can seize new opportunities. This is my message to employers and to young people who are looking for these jobs and who must not lose courage. Very well. We will invite the President to say some concluding remarks. Well, first of all, thank you for the examples, the questions, and everything that you represent. I would like to place the moment that we go through in a 4-year framework. First of all, we've had to recover as a country. We've had to foster our creativity and strengthen our entrepreneur spirit. We've promoted investments. We are preserving our investors and we are attracting new investors. Since 2019, we have become once more the first country in terms of investor attractiveness. First of all, because we've approved some texts. Sometimes we've been criticized for it, but we cannot develop an industry, we cannot develop technology if we're not attractive, if we're not competitive, if we do not attract capital. So we cannot tax people who invest in our country. I want people to invest in our country. I want those people to have a fair return on their investment. This is the decision that we've made. We assume that decision, whether it is in the social or healthcare industry. So France is attracting new investors. This started before the recovery plan. For the first time in 12 years, France has created again industrial jobs. Since the 2008 crisis, France has destructed industrial jobs, and people have suffered because of it. Then we reformed the job market. We have simplified the rules of employment, even for major groups, and we've established guarantees. We wanted employers to protect jobs. Our country was one of the European countries who was giving up the most on young people. We had invested more than 15 billion euros in training long-term unemployed people. To simplify employers' life, we have made recruitment processes easier. So the results are there. We have created more jobs in all sectors, and at this moment, our unemployment rate is the same as before the 2008 crisis. So we've created jobs more than we've known in 15 years before the crisis.
C'est le fruit de réformes, d'une constance et d'un investissement dans la formation.
It's the result of investment, of efforts. With consistency, the struggle against inequalities is not about correcting inequalities, it's about preventing inequalities. We do not want people to go into unemployment. We want to train employees to change professions. That's what we want to accomplish. This policy has been carried out consistently. We have invested in major industrial sectors. And then came the crisis. During the crisis, we made a choice. Thank you for your gratitude. But there is no magical funding. It's not the funds from the government or the president. It's you. It's your funds. You made it possible. Yes, you can give yourselves a round of applause because you made it possible. What I think is that we collectively invested well this money. What did we do before the crisis? First of all, we did things that France had not managed to do. For example, part-time work or part-time unemployment. Before, it was at a rate of 85%. This represented a big investment. Thank you to all major groups, to SMEs who did all the negotiations so that shareholders made an effort to compensate for the lack of funds. That is great because it shows collective action. What did we do during the crisis? With part-time unemployment, what we achieved is to preserve jobs in the industry. In other words, even if the industry does not work, we put it into a social cocoon, so to say. That means that when we put the machinery back in motion, everything goes well. Before, we had helped everyone, but with less generous mechanisms. This is what happened during the 2008 crisis, and then we compensated with a more generous unemployment benefit. At that time, France knew a recession that was half as bad as the recession in Germany. In 2008-2009, we eliminated 7 times more industrial jobs than in Germany. We did not recover those jobs. The consequence is that the 10 next years, we have lost a lot of the industrial sector. Companies that close are too costly to put back into motion.
quand ils mettent 2-3 ans à
people
retrouver un emploi, se
lost their
déqualifient.
jobs during
Et
that
donc,
time, and
ce qu'on a fait pendant la crise avec
their
le
skills
chômage
became
partiel,
obsolete,
les
so
prêts
they could
garantis
not
par l'État,
get
le fonds
another
de
job.
solidarité et l'ensemble des aides
There
sectorielles,
was a
c'est la
solidarity fund.
démonstration que la politique sociale et la politique de demande la
The
plus
social
efficace, c'est
policy
une politique de l'offre qui se transmet
is one
directement.
of
C'est
offer
exactement
that
ce qui
is
s'est fait. Et nous
directly
avons collectivement démontré
transmitted.
dans un pays
So
qui
we have
culturellement et
shown
historiquement
collectively
endetté
in a
que la
country
meilleure politique de pouvoir
where
d'achat,
there was
c'est la création
constant
d'emplois,
doubt
la
of it,
préservation
that
d'emplois et la
the
défense de l'entreprise. C'est
capacity
ce que
to
nous avons fait tous ensemble.
purchase and
Et ça marche.
defending the industry is something that we can do collectively, and that is possible.
C'est aussi pour ça que maintenant, ce que j'attends de l'ensemble des entreprises, certaines ont parfois beaucoup touché, sont en situation de repartir, c'est de prendre maintenant leur part de responsabilité et de redonner à la collectivité nationale ce qu'elles peuvent donner par plus d'embauches, plus de développement, par une accélération de leurs projets pour pouvoir le rendre. Du coup, on se retrouve aujourd'hui dans une situation où nous avons résisté à la crise.
In a situation where we've resisted to the crisis. There are some specific sectors that suffered more than others. There are territories that suffered and still are suffering. Event organizing, some regions, some overseas territories. There still are difficulties, but overall, France is recovering. There are two drivers to recovery. The recovery on the short term, 70 billion euros, 100 billion euros that have already been earmarked. This will be over by 2022. The key here is to make decisions, make fast decisions, and to support sectors of the future. The idea is decarbonation is industries that are coherent to our climate strategy and to go towards digitalization and automation. So please seize these tools. The government is here with you. When things are not working, decide to change, go fast, use these tools on our territory and on an international level to move forward. We have an incredible potential, so let's use it.
Donc là, nous, on va accompagner ce plan France Relance
we will implement this plan, and there will be other measures on the margin. So there will be money to invest faster, and we will simplify processes to make sure that everything is simple. There is still a lot to do on that, but we will simplify everything. And I really want to thank all the MPs who are working on that. And similarly, we need commitment. We need an economic and social commitment. Because a great nation moves forward by trusting its young people, by trusting the new generation. So we need to hire young people. We need to use our funds to hire young people. And lastly, we need to start preparing tomorrow's France. We need to be one step ahead, because the crisis showed that everything is moving faster and faster in health, in decarbonation, in renovation of buildings, in all industries, in digitalization, in new disruptive sectors. We have opportunities, we have amazing opportunities, but we will have to make important choices. We will have sometimes to change our methods, to invest faster, sometimes much more, and to trust new actors. When I look at what's working abroad, what's ahead of us, I can see that we can act as if the crisis hasn't happened. We can see now for example, in the health sector, newcomers that didn't exist 2 years ago that are now the leaders. It's the case with the vaccines, with Pfizer, with the other great vaccine that is set in the US, and both were created by companies that are 10 years old. And that's the situation at the moment. So the leaders of the market are doing a great job. I'm not saying the contrary, but they cannot innovate as fast as smaller companies. So we have wonderful researchers and startups and entrepreneurs, and we need to support them so we can set goals for, like, in 10 years from now, know what we should invest, how fast, and who we want to trust. And we need to have the best of the best to tell us exactly that. Maybe these people are not those who are known at the moment. Those we know. So that's what we must do. And from the coming week, we will, just like a rocket, we will become attractive anymore. We've resisted during the crisis and we'll accelerate now. And besides the recovery plan, we need to build the future of the country and build the France of 2030 and beyond, a France that will be an industrialized country again, a France that will be about innovation through agriculture, through research, a greener France, a more digital France, a France with inclusion, including all of its talents. And that's why it must start with trust, and we must hire young people. That's what I wanted to tell you what was done, what we are doing at the moment, all together. And I wanted to explain the choices that were made during the crisis and what we will carry on doing, because I am convinced that we'll overcome the challenges through more growth. We will need reforms. We will need to save money. But for 20 years, we were used to be in a country with really small growth, but we cannot fund social models with such small growth. So in the coming 10, 20 or 30 years, France will have an increased growth, and we will invest in innovation, in science and in industry, because that's how you grow. That's what I wanted to tell you today.
Merci à vous.
Thank you very much.
En tout cas, ne lâchez rien de là où vous êtes.
And please keep on fighting.
J'ai un dernier message.
One last thing.
Les chiffres, les lois, la stratégie, c'est une
Figures,
chose.
laws, strategies are one thing. But let's not forget, and you showed that the economy, industry, entrepreneurship are moral and human sciences. They are about men and women who trust themselves and who decide to work together. This is the economy. And this is why it's so important for a nation. So I trust you, and you will keep on bringing the country forwards.
À l'année prochaine.
Let's see you next year.
Bienvenue, on a fait cet événement une fois de plus pour vous faire du bien, à vous les entrepreneurs.
Once again, the goal of this event was to support and help you all entrepreneurs.
très belle journée sous le signe de la conquête.
It was a beautiful day based on conquest.
Osez grandir pour servir l'avenir.
You need to dare to grow, to serve the future.
Ravi d'être parmi vous, de retrouver cette énergie maintenant de ce rendez-vous, j'allais dire presque rituel.
I'm starting to get used to coming here.